Initial configuration of resources. A resource is a driver-vehicle combination used for transporting your goods and services. To add resources to your My Transport Planner system, click on Add to the right of Resources in the Initial Configuration window. You can add resources to the system manually by selecting the Add button in the middle of the screen and completing all of the fields. Full details of these fields can be found in the user guide and also in the import template. Although you can add these details manually, if you have more than a couple of vehicles, we suggest that you import them using our import template. To import your resources, select Import from the middle of the Resources screen. We have created an import spreadsheet template to make it easier for you to import your resources. You may use the output from your own systems to import your resources, but we suggest that you do download our import template to see the instructions and the information that's required for each field. To download our template, select Download Template at the bottom right of the Import Resources screen, and the template will be downloaded to your Downloads folder. Please read the instructions in the import template carefully. We suggest that you familiarise yourself with the instructions in the import template or in Description of Resources Fields table in the user guide, even if you use your own file, so that you know what information is required. Once you have completed the required fields in the import template, or your own file is ready to import, select Browse in the centre of the Resources import screen and select the file that you require to import. Once you have selected your file, you will be presented with a message to tell you that your upload has been successful. Press Next to continue. If you're importing a file for the first time, or you have made changes to a previously imported file, then you'll need to map the fields so that My Transport Planner understands the content columns in your import file. This is because you may call items different names to those used in My Transport Planner. As you can see, on the left-hand side of this screen are the fields that you have imported, and on the right-hand side of the screen are the My Transport Planner fields. On the left, you can see that the first item is called Vehicle Name. However, in My Transport Planner, that field is called Resource Name. So, by selecting Resource Name from the drop-down box, you are able to map the fields together. Continue mapping the fields until you've completed. Once you have completed mapping, ticking the Save the Mapping configuration box in the top left will mean that when you import your file in future, My Transport Planner will remember these mappings and you won't have to do this again. Click Next to continue and you will be presented with a list of the resources that you just imported. This screen is called Assign Depots because it is very important that each resource is assigned to a depot from where it starts and finishes each morning. If you only have one depot in your system, then My Transport Planner will auto-assign all of your resources to it. However, if you have more than one depot, you'll need to manually assign your depots in this screen. You can do this by clicking on the three dots to the right of the resource, selecting Edit and manually completing the depot. While we're on this screen, please note the Activate/Deactivate button in the top left. Clicking this means that the resource is available for planning. If a resource occasionally isn't available for planning, such as a vehicle being in for a service or a driver being unavailable, unticking this box will instruct My Transport Planner not to use this resource during the planning process. When you have finished editing, click Save to return to the Resources import screen, and if your import is complete, select Finish to return to the resources list. Here you can see all of your resources and edit them by clicking on the three dots to the right of the resource. Click Continue and you have now completed the initial configuration of the system and are ready to start planning.